guys, Ken here, your Thrifty Apprentice. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Today we are going to be doing quite a few things. I want to jump right into it. So we are going to be doing a flip through of the 22 days of World Watercolor Month that I was able to complete. Unfortunately, I didn't get through with all 31 days, but that is okay. I still got in as much painting as my schedule would allow. Excuse me, guys, if my throat gets a little scratchy. The second thing we're going to be doing is we are going to be unboxing and panning the Turner Artist Watercolors. This is 18 color tube set. So I think that's going to be really fun. I'm going to give those time to dry down so I can start painting with them. So you will see those in some upcoming paintings. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Let's do the unboxing first because I do believe we can get through that pretty quickly. So here we're taking a look at the Turner Artist Watercolor. A flicker in the sky, a whisper in the wind. Speaking of bright colors of the pure shade within, the brush moves so easily, the colors spread so well. A material of choice, expressive surfaces propel. Oh, okay, very nice. The box design is pretty straightforward. I like that. It's yeah, 18 color set. And now this is a professional watercolor. There are other reviews that you will be able to find. But of course, this isn't a review, not yet. This is an unboxing. But I'm sure there's reviews you can go look at. I'm not going to look at any of them until I give my own review. So all around the box, the only thing it says is Turner Artist Watercolors, 18 color set. Here there's 5 milliliter in tubes in the box. And that is pretty much it. Let's open it. And I picked this up from Jerry's Autorama. You can order it on Amazon as well. But this came from Jerry's. Okay, on the inside of the box, here we go. All of the information. That is a lot to read, my friends. And I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to sit here and read through all of this. Let's see what's important. Turner Artist Watercolors are a true professional paint, combining the finest pure pigments and gum arabic with the highest light-fast ratings and a superb transparency and flow out. Even diluted, the colors still stay strong and brilliant and allow you to express yourself freely. Let's see. Excuse me. Tells you that the colors do not get muddy. Pigments used are of the highest quality, painstakingly ground to a uniform fineness and blended without any fillers. Only high quality gum arabic and the wetting agents are used, making for vivid, bright colors with a smooth, free-flowing consistency. That's a lot to say. I'm excited about using these paints. I've heard some really good things. Superior grade artist watercolors. Just kind of saying the same thing. Free and flow. Rich, intense colors remain unchanged when dry. So they're saying there won't be a color shift. Okay. Colors stand up nicely on watercolor paper surface. Highlight fast ratings for permanent works of art. Transparent with a selection of semi-transparent and opaque pigments. True professional artist watercolor. Now there are 7 unique colors that you won't find anywhere else based on these series. Technical information. The new colors, full of dreams, were born in Japan after a long time has passed from the Maya civilization. Okay, so here in this set, it gives you the number, the stock number, it gives you the color name, it gives you the light fast ratings, and it gives you the transparency ratings. And then there's a chart at the bottom that lets you know what everything stands for. So 3 stars would be excellent, 50 plus years. 2 stars would be good, 20 to 30 years, transparent. Okay. So there's only 2 and 3 stars. That's it. So you get 3 stars again, 50 plus years. So 52, I guess, infinity. And then 20 to 30 years on 2-star paints. Transparency, A is transparent. B is semi-transparent. And then Maya color says CL. I'm not sure what that means. Let me see. I'm gonna have to do some research before we get to the review, so I can try to figure out what that means. But then it gives the information. They're made in Japan. Pretty cool, pretty cool. All right, that took long enough. God knows how far in we're in. We're just looking at the box. Yeah, the rest of it is just box that comes out, and then you get the tubes. Let's take a look real quick. I don't want to do too much. It's a 5 milliliter tube. They're small. This particular one is phthalo green, a gift eternal artist watercolor. 42. This is series A. Phthalo green. BS is for blue shade. It gives you the pigment number, the light fast ratings, the transparency ratings, the weight, made in Japan, AP seal of approval, conforms to STMD 4236, yada yada, made in Japan. And even get a telephone number that you can call. Hi, there you have it, on the tube. Let's get to unbox. Let's see what they're like. Consistent wise. Now, oh, look, they're already in rainbow order. Haha, like that. Cool. I don't really need, you know what? I use black and white. You know, a lot of people don't, but I do. So let's unbox these really quick. And I'm really, you know, kind of talking through this in this video like this because I know it's going to extend the video a little bit because I am going to be live in the chat. So this will give guys a chance to ask questions and, you know, share your experience on the watercolors if you already have them. It looks to be a bit of binder separation time. I open that white. I don't want to put that field first. We're going to put this here. And I'm just squeezing about, a fourth of that tube in there. Save some of this definitely. We'll go with the black. This is pigment PBK9. The white was pigment PW6 and PW7. It has a life fast rating of 3. Cool. So does the black, the PBK9. PBK9. Okay. That had just a little binder separation in it. Not much though. Just a tad. That's ivory black. Next up we have Pyro Red, which is PR254. It has a star rating of 3. We're gonna take this up to the corner. That's a beautiful color. Next up we have Permanent Scarlet, PR188. It has a star rating of 2, so it is in the 20 to 30 year range, so it is a more fugitive pigment by their own light fast scale. All right, next up is one of those unique colors. This is the Maya Red VR1 light fast 3, so it does have a light fast rating of 50 plus years. That's pretty cool. Let's see what we got here. It's pretty. It's really pretty. It looks like it would water down and make a really pretty, like, pink rosy tone, maybe. Next up we have Permanent Gamboge. This is a triple pigment paint. but it still has a light fast rating of 3 according to them, which would be 50 plus years. You have PY 150, PY 110, and PY 109. I'm gonna be doing some pigment research because I'm not sure if I've heard of some of these. Now that looked like it was almost a yellow ochre actually, but it's not. But it's golden, really golden, really golden, really golden. Next up we have permanent yellow, single pigment, PY 154, 50 plus years on a light fast scale. Oh, I really enjoy these paints. I could tell you now. Because this is a set that I'm sure I won't be getting rid of or giving away. Next up is Maya Yellow SY33. Light fast is 3 stars. Give it 50 plus years by their scales measure. I want to continue to say by their scale. That had a little binder separation, not much. So this is the third one that had just a tad bit of binder separation. I think it's the Maya color. The black and the white had a little bit. The Maya yellow had a little bit. It's a really kind of grainy yellowish color. It's interesting looking. Next up we have Sap Green PG36 and PY110. So we have dual pigments there, still with a star rating of 3, giving it 50 plus years. And that, yeah, that had a little bit of binder separation too. Maybe it's just a little bit too much binder in them, or maybe they've set up in stock at Jerry's for a while. Who knows? Phthalo green blue shade, which is PG7. 50 plus with 3 stars. Oh, that's pretty. All right, next up we have Turquoise Blue PB28. Okay. Light fast is 3, which is 50 plus. I didn't really shake that, but it came out just like the ones I did, so it's not a big deal. We're almost done. We're up to Ultramarine Blue, which is PB29 as expected. Sorry about that noise. And we're gonna get a star rating of 3, of course. That is gonna be, I love the consistency of that Ultramarine. It was actually a little bit more loose than any of the other ones. Interesting. Next up we have Phthalo Blue Green shade, PB15. Again, 50 plus years with 3 stars. Another beautiful color. I like how clean these colors look. They look super clean and like bright. Right out, sort of kind of remind me of Mission Gold, how bright they are. Maya Blue, PB82. 2 light fast is 3, which is 50 plus years. Okay, this is a single of Maya Blue. I wonder if it's like phthalo. Oh, it is dark. It looked like it's dark anyway. Let me say it like that. I won't really know until I swatch it out, but it looks dark. Ooh, I hope so. Ooh. I'm gonna have so much fun with these. Okay, next up is Dioxazine Violet. PV23, this is one that's considered fugitive. We're looking at 2 stars, which is 20 to 30 years, but seriously, I don't expect any of my paintings to last. I don't know, you know. If they last more than 20 or 30 years, then hallelujah. You know, I really feel like that's a blessing to anybody who has a painting that lasts that long. PY43, star rating of 3, which is 50 plus years. That has a painting that lasts that long and has somebody to love it that long. That's nice. Next up we have, that was yellow ochre, which was PY43. I think I said that maybe. I know I did the Dioxazine. Burnt Sienna, which is PBR7. 3 stars, which is 50 plus. Oh, now that is thick compared to all the others. That's super thick compared to all the others. It had to be a brown color. Umber, which is PBR7. Okay, these are the same pigment. They must be ground differently in order to give them a different hue. Burnt umber should be darker. That burnt sienna should be more red. Oh, that's just as okay. So the browns, my browns are coming out kind of, you know, a little on the stiff side, but that's okay. And that's the full 18 color set. That's pretty much all there is to that. I need to give those time to dry because, as you know, I paint from dried down paints. I'm going to move this onto the side and we are going to jump right into our flip through. Okay, so as you guys know, we did a video which I'm going to link in the top corner there where you can check it out if you want to, where we created a journal from scratch for World Watercolor Month. And in that same video, I do believe we did day one's prompt. Now, I completed 22 of these babies, and they happen to be 22 consistent ones. Now, if you have been following any of the videos, you know for this particular month, I did not necessarily paint from the 2023 prompt. I painted from any of the prompts that I felt inspired from, or inspired by, should I say, from 2020 all the way up to 2023. So, but I will be telling you what it was and where it came from. So first up for day one, it was sunlit, and I used the Artwell Artist watercolors for this painting. Those are some pretty awesome paint, guys. They really are. I don't know. I haven't looked lately to see how much they are. I do believe, you know, in the past they have been a bit high after they were initially launched, but they are really nice. I really enjoy painting with those, and I feel like I was able to achieve the effect that I was going for, which was to have this like sunlit early morning, maybe beachy effect. I really liked it. So next up was, and sunlit did come from 2023. Next up was texture, which was day 2 from the 2020 prompt list. And I really wanted to, and I'll be honest, I chose texture on purpose because I really wanted to give this whole fossil painting a go. I saw a video by the Frugal Crafter on doing like these different fossils, and it was so cool. And it was actually one of the first times I got to use the oh, I'm knocking stuff down, the Durant Graphitint. And I used the Graphitint along with the Stettler tinted watercolor pencils, and I think that's what I did. Yes, that's what I did. And I really like, now I want to redo this. I want to redo it bigger, and I want to take my time and actually really redo it a little bit better. But I really had fun with this as like practice, because a lot of these were just straight up sketches. But to note, I did put something in between this one and the next day. Once I noticed that graphite was starting to transfer over. So if you're using those in a sketchbook, the Graphitint paints by Durant, be careful, because if you're going to use them in the sketchbook, you will need to, you know, I do suggest putting something there to just kind of hold it, any debris that may rub off. So next was day 3, which was raspberry. This was from 2023, And I used the Marie's Masters Artist Watercolors, which are a recent set that I've started to try to inquire every single color of that line. I'm working on it. I have quite a few colors now. I was trying to see if I had the palette. I keep it in, if you guys remember, I keep it in that the bottle cap palette that I made on one video. I'll link that up there too if you guys want to see this. It was real cool. I really enjoyed making this little crazy palette. Anyway, so I'm trying to collect all of those. So you guys know I love paints, right? This was a technique where you use, I think this was another Frugal Crafter technique. It was crazy. You guys know I love whimsical painting, and I think it may have been a video where she used the eraser of a pencil, and I was like, you've got to be joking me. That does not work. And I'll be honest, it did not work out for me like it worked out for her. So I had to kind of go back in with my own thing to kind of get it to separate and look like it was raspberries. And, you know, I kind of went in and did my own thing with the leaves as well, because I didn't want it to be a rip-off of hers by any means. So I love the way this turned out, and I like those paints. I suggest those paints. They're really economical, and I feel like they're on the beginner professional level. Some people say they're student grade and they put them in the mind of Cotman. I personally believe those paints are a little bit better grade than Cotman, but that's my personal opinion, okay? That's just me. Next up was day 4 Burst. This was 2023, and I kind of incorporated Splatter, which was day 4 from 2021, into this as well. I did this underwater scene, which had bubbles floating up. That's the first thing I thought of when I saw the word burst. And then it has splatters and speckles in the back. It's under the sea, so it's got stuff and debris floating around from the seaweed. So that's kind of where I splattered paint into the background. And I used the Cezanne watercolor pencils and Mission Gold watercolors to do this one. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this is a tutorial that's on, or demo, should I say, that's on the channel. Any of them that comes up that are demos, I will be sure to link them. So you'll see link cards popping all over the top of the screen, guys. Next up was favorite color, which was just an opportunity for me to paint a landscape. My favorite color is green, so anything that's around my favorite color probably is going to end up being a landscape. That's just how that goes. And it gave me the chance to, and I pulled favorite color day 5 from 2020. Day 5 for 2020 was favorite color. That's why I chose it. And I used the Cezanne watercolor pencils and the Marie's Masters watercolors for this one. I liked it. It gave me a chance to test the greens that was in that Marie's set, and to see how they paired and blended together using just those greens. So I kind of used a lot of these as practice in some sort of fashion, other than just practicing painting. Next up, I did day 6, which was flavor, and that was from 2023. And I love the flavor of birthday cake, so I did a slice of birthday cake. Now, I'll be honest, the icing is smooth on this. I debated back and forth whether I wanted to go in there with like a shadow color and try to make it look like the icing had more texture to it. But ultimately, I chose just to leave it smooth. And I used, what did I use on this? Flavor. Let me see. I used Caran d'Ache watercolor crayons, Rosa Gallery Artist watercolors, and Reeves gouache. So this actually was more of a mixed media water-soluble painting. But it was all what are considered watercolor products. So, yeah. I love The thing about the watercolor crayons is I love the body you can get with the composition. Like I like the almost 3D effect where it's almost as though they have a solidness to them that you can pick up. Okay, moving right along. Next was day 7, and I pulled day 7 from 2021, and the prompt was breathe. And all I could think about was the beach, how I can really just open up and breathe and run free. I like to go to the beach and feel the sand in between my toes and flip and all that type of craziness. So, yeah. And then I was also concentrating on palm trees, you know, for World Watercolor Month in a big fashion. So I really enjoyed this one, and this was, let's see, Paul Rubens 24 Solid Professional Watercolors. This is that pink tin. So, and those are some pretty clean watercolors too. I like them. They're on my, they're probably my top 5 of professional watercolors I've used so far. And, you know, I'm getting to the point where I've used quite a few of them now. Let's see. Next up was day 8, which was fall. I pulled that from the 2020 list. And I used Royal and Langnickel watercolor pencils and Stettler tinted watercolor pencils. Now, I'm on the fence about how I feel about this one. I really am. But I feel like it was good practice towards this particular type of painting in a watercolor pencil style, which I don't typically do a lot of, like mountain dimensions and things like this. I think I'm still going to try more of them. You guys know me. I don't ever give up on anything. But that's how that particular sketch turned out. Next up, we had day 9. I pulled day 9 from the 2020 list and used Fruit. This was painted with the Doodle Hog 36 Premium Artist watercolors, and then I used Prismacolor pencils to do a little accenting. Guys, believe it or not, this is my first time ever really painting a strawberry up close like this, you know, in detail, and I really like it. But I tend to like to draw food, especially sweets. Chocolate, I love to draw chocolate for some reason. I love to eat chocolate, so maybe that's why I like to draw it. Which reminds me, I have some ice cream that I must get to after this video. Where were we? Day 10. We're moving on to day 10. Day 10 for me was a free paint. I didn't want to pull a prompt from any of the lists 2020 through 2023, so I did a free paint, and I was playing around with the Castle Art watercolor pencils that I'm currently testing, and I use them in combination with the Genza Tambe or Genza Tamba, whichever one, watercolors. And of course, you guys know I like to paint these kind of whimsical landscapes. I call this one 3 Moons because it's on a planet that has 3 moons but has a lot of similarities to Earth. You guys know I'm working on making up like this whole fantasy series stuff, so I do a lot of stuff, kind of just getting my ideas and juices flowing. That's actually transferring. Well, look at there. That ink from around that is transferred over there. Well, it is what it is. It is a sketchbook. So next up was day 11, and for I used 2020's prompt round. Here again, I'm using the Castle Art 24 Premium Watercolor pencils and accented with a little Prismacolor softcore pencil. This was actually the first painting I did with those Castle Art watercolor pencils because I didn't do every day in order. To be honest, this is one of the last ones I just did. That's why that black transferred. So, but the pencils, those pencils, I'm going to get to a review of them pretty soon. It's a portrait set, so, you know, the colors are selected and curated for doing portrait art, which I do not do. So I've had to find ways to incorporate them into what I do, which I've been able to, which means that they work well in like mixed media aspect, whether it's water soluble with water soluble or water soluble with dry. I will go ahead and say that about them. So let's move on so we can kind of wrap this on up. Next up is day 12, and I used 2022's prompt, travel. Yes, and here I used the Camel Artist Watercolors, which again is another professional set. I think they're professional anyway. Said that I really like those paints too. Ooh, I like a lot of paints. I know. It's ridiculous. It is. Okay, I'm sorry, it is. Stay focused. It is. It's ridiculous. Next up we had 2020 for day 13. And I used Twisted from 2020. And I used the Marie's Masters Artist Watercolors. And I accented again with some Prismacolor pencils. I like drawing candy, sweets. And I really wanted to draw something rainbowy. Yeah, I did. So I did that. And there it is. Moving right along. Next up is day 14. For day 14, I used the prompt from 2020, which was green. Again, which gave me a chance to draw something landscapey. And we have sort of a close-up of a leaf with some raindrops on them. This one was done with Prima Marketing Watercolors, and it's a mixed set. So it's the tropical set, and it has different pans added to it from a couple of other sets of their paints that I have, and then it was accented with Prismacolor pencil. But there was the set that was used to do this one. Prima Marketing, if you have Mungio, those are those paints, I believe. So it's said and speculated. Let me say it like that. So if you have those, I'm sure those will give you the similar effect with some watercolor pencils. I'm sorry, with some color pencils. So let's move on. Next was Spacious. And of course, Spacious outdoor landscape. Ha 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 ha. And we got Spacious from 2023 for day 15, actually. And again, here we used the Prima Marketing Watercolors, and this was just that mix set, nothing else added to it. And it's a cute little set to travel with. And I'm saying mix set, but because it is the tropical set with a couple of colors from the classic set and from the terrain set added to it. Next up, we had Vision. Vision was from 2021. And here I used Grumbacher Academy watercolor paints to do this one. And this was doing all this was fun because it gave me a chance to pull up some paints I haven't used in a while and really give them another go. And I wanted to get some sunglasses painted. I thought they were kind of cute. I saw the image on the internet somewhere, guys, so it made me feel, because I don't even know if it was an image. I should have been looking at license-wise as far as drawing the painting, but here we have it, and I think I may have actually did a tutorial on it as well, so yeah. But I think it was a stock image, so I don't think it's anything wrong. Next up, we had Distant, which made me think of distance. And it gave me an excuse to practice on painting, I think this called, I hope I pronounce it right, Occurring. I really wanted to try to paint one of those. So that's what we have here. And this was done with the median pan, a 24 half pan set watercolors, which I got from Temu. And I've already done a review on it. I think I'll throw that up. You guys will see a lot of cards popping up. You can take advantage of any of them that you choose to. There are links to different videos that'll tell you about some of these individually. Next up, we had day 18. I used 2020's Soft. And this was it made me think of just a chewy, kind of chocolatey cookie. Oh my God, I would love one right now. I'm sorry if I hope I didn't offend anyone when I said that it's kind of a habit and something I do. I do apologize. I don't mean to offend anyone at all. This was Koi watercolors with Prismacolor and Prismacolor pencils and the Brute Fruner Macaron pencil set, which I buy. Oh, I just stuck my hand in that paint. Yeah, way to go, Ken. I need to move that, seriously. Guys, hold on 1 second for me. Let me get this moved out the way and put up somewhere where I will not be sticking my fingers in the paint that is trying to dry. I was trying to show you guys. I've already opened the Brute Fruner set. I'm still getting paint everywhere. And I was going to do an unboxing on them, but I've been trying to figure. I was trying to figure out before I did an unboxing on them how I was going to work them into what I do. These were a gift, so I'm trying to see what I can do with them. I've been trying to use them as accenting for right now before I really try to delve into using them in any other means. But I did use some of the lighter peachy tones from this set to do some sort of like accenting and highlighting on the surface. The more cream ivory color was used to kind of give me some of the secondary highlights there. So they helped. Where were we? That was Soft. That was 2020 Koi watercolors, and the Koi watercolor set, I hadn't used it in a while. It's, you know what? Those paints are a little opaque. They really are. They really are. They stand up well with a color pencil. Next up, and of course you guys know I do my highlighting with bleed proof white because I just love it. Next up was I did a cupcake. This cupcake was done for my favorite scent. Because of course, if my favorite flavor is birthday cake, then my favorite scent, or one of my favorite scents, would have to be cake, right? And it gave me an excuse to paint another dessert. And that favorite scent prompt is from the 2020 list, and this was done with the Genze 10 by Watercolors. It's just the watercolors and bleed proof. Yep. I don't know. I'm still debating on if I like the way the cupcake turned out. It's not terrible, but you know. All right, moving on. Next, you're probably gonna get a card because I know I did this on video. This is day 20. I did this one from the 2023 prompt list. It is Olives, and it was done with the Cocoa Camelin Artist watercolors and accented with like a black Prismacolor pencil. So pretty straightforward. It was really cool to paint. It made me go get some olives too. It did. Next up, we had from the 2020 list for day 21, the word organic. And again, fruit popped in my mind, so it gave me a chance to do another botanical right after doing the olives. So this was done with the Castle Art. Castle Art watercolor pencils. I've done quite a few. I think I'm ready to go ahead and drop that review, which you guys will probably see this Friday. I've done about 3 or 4 paintings with those. I mixed this with the Brute Fruner, the Broomzeal Rick Museum watercolor pencils as well. So this was done with watercolor pencils. I think the background was done with a paint, but it's in the video. And then the last one that I actually got to do for World Watercolor Month was a Chris Petrie inspired painting. This was done with Payne's semi-moist done with Praying semi-moist watercolors. I was following a class by him, and in that class he uses a beginner set. It's this extreme beginners class, and he uses Praying, and it just so happened I have a Praying set here, so I grabbed my Praying watercolors and I followed along with him while he did this, or did something similar. Mine is much different from his, but is he inspired to do this painting. So that was the last one I was actually able to get to. And as I said, I did not necessarily do all of these in order. Hopefully you guys got to complete all 31 days. And if you didn't, please don't feel bad, because you know, there's always next year that you can give it a try. You can give it a go and see if you can possibly, you know, I am thinking to myself, I want to try to protect this a little bit for right now. You'll get the opportunity to paint all 31 days. And if not, then you continue to just paint as many as you can, because all that matters is that you paint. Alright guys, that is actually going to wrap this video up. I need to go and get some other things done so I can get ready for bed and get up in the morning and be ready to meet you guys live in the chat when this video premieres. If you like anything that you saw, guys, please give the video a thumbs up. Hopefully you guys are looking forward to seeing what's up with the Turner Artist watercolors that we pen. Hopefully you guys are looking forward to hearing the review about the Castle Art watercolor pencil portrait set. We're going to be delving a little bit more into exploring how we could use the Bruner Macaroon pencil set. And we're probably going to be opening up another watercolor pencil set here in the next week or so. Yeah, we've got some things coming up. We're going to have the announcement for the Graphitint paint set come out probably a week from today. I need to do some checking, not only of the comments, but of whether or not the people who have commented have subscribed. Like the video, you know, all of the qualifications it takes. So don't forget to share the video. Sharing is caring. And maybe someone else out there would like to see the flip through, or you know, what's going on with the channel. You can check the video for all relevant links. The Facebook group is always open for all artists and crafters. Everyone is welcome. Please come on over and join us. You can find the most recommended product list, and you can also find the link to the Etsy shop. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I'll see you guys back here Friday. And remember, as I tell you at the end of every single video, just keep painting and crafting.